Hello, I'm Hatti. I'm the founder of Natural Cumbria, which is an eco and holistic directory based in Cumbria. And yeah, I've decided to start this podcast just to share stories from the different Natural Cumbria members. So Natural Cumbria formed because of my love of kind of grassroots and purposeful businesses. I love sort of meeting business owners that and supporting them, and I've done this for many years through my graphic design business that I've been running for 9 years. I've worked with many ethical and holistic businesses. I also do it through my holistic business, which is flower essences, which helps people to find their sort of the right path. And I also have sort of in my family life, I've also done a family blog in the past, which has been to support and inspire families to live in alternative ways and creative ways, and sort of living their joy and inspiring the kids to do the same. Also, myself and my husband, we educate our children out of school, again, because I really believe in them finding their passion and purpose at a young age. So that's kind of really what I'm about, and I really love to I just really buzz off meeting people who are sort of working with purpose. And also in the case of Natural Cumbria, that usually often means that they're also working in respect of people and planet too. Yeah, so I guess with us all being at home at the moment in the time of this like global pandemic, I think there's a lot of people who, sadly are out of business or out of work, and they have a lot more time on their hands. And I just have found that there's a lot of people that are kind of exploring maybe what they want to do in their business going forward. They might want to change it and make it into a business they really love. Or there's people who might have been working and might have wanted the time and space to try and explore their ideas and start something up. And now they're actually finding the time to do this. So I also kind of believe that many people I do kind of believe that the world is going to benefit from this time and space. We're all slowing down, we're all living more simply, we're being forced to. And in a way, I think that's a really good thing. And I'm hoping that a lot of people go forward and learn from this experience and learn from kind of slowing down and living a more simple life. And also, hopefully, working in ways that bring more joy and fulfillment to their life, because I think there's so much stress and anxiety and depression in the world quite often because people aren't doing things they enjoy, and they aren't bringing that into the world. So I'm really hoping that with that in mind, this podcast can interview some of the Natural Cumbria members, which I feel are working with their purpose and their passion, and they have really interesting stories behind why they do what they do and why they got into what they do. And I feel like maybe me talking to them and interviewing them will inspire others to do the same. Natural Cumbria has brought lots of really interesting and purposeful businesses together through markets and networking. And I really believe, I love it so much when people are truly doing their passion and working from the heart and from the soul, that all the kind of competitiveness in business just falls away. It just isn't there. And there's always such a beautiful atmosphere. There has been at the meetups we've had. And I've had many comments about this and how it's been such a supportive atmosphere at the markets and the networking. And I can't wait to, get back to these gatherings again. But I just thought, if I can, share the members online and, and have some insights into the lives and the industries and the businesses of these people that I work with, then hopefully it can inspire others. So I'm going to go on to the first interview, which is with Kate. So we'll go over to that now. Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome Natural Cumbria member Kate. and she runs Bous Candles and Home Fragrance. Her studio is in home studio is in Cockermouth. So welcome, Kate.
Hi,
Nice
thanks for
to
having
speak
me
to
on.
you. So I just wanted to talk to Kate so she can share a bit about her story and why she's doing what she does, and yeah, just to share a little bit about sort of home fragrance and the ethics, and you know, I've got a few other things to share with people anyway. Got a few questions for Kate. So yeah, I was just going to say, would you mind, it's quite interesting because there was a post I saw on Instagram of yours about living in the countryside, and it seems that we've both had quite a similar background. We've both grown up in Cumbria, in the countryside. We both went to study fashion, is that right?
Yeah.
And then we've both worked in the fashion industry, which I bet a lot of people don't know that about me actually, but that's another story. But I was just wanting to ask you a bit about your background and where you came from before, and then why you started, how you got into candle making basically.
Well, I had a really amazing fashion career. I specialised in lingerie and swimwear. I went to De Montfort University in Leicester, which is got massive like historical reference to like corset making and stuff. So it was an amazing course, and it was really hard because the pattern cutting side didn't come very naturally to me, but threw myself in it and kind of mastered. But I did it for 15 years, and it took me around the world. You know, I went to New York and to go to Paris every year because the lingerie industry is really big over there. I went and visited factories in China and smaller setups in Riga. I worked for a tiny, like really high-end nightwear company in Nottingham that used to do all their production in the UK with 2 machinists, but we're talking about dressing gowns that were sold at Harrods for like 2.5 grand. You know, it's like real serious stuff. So I've worked in the industry from like the supermarkets and then middle level and then also really high end. So I've got a really amazing like broad spectrum of the industry.
Are you still a designer now, is that right?
Nearly finished actually.
Okay.
I'm furloughed at the minute, but my notice period is the end of May, so I'm sort of full-time candle making at the moment, which is an adventure in itself because it's always been sort of every night and all weekends, just mega. I've come from a family of mega grafters, so it's just kind of rooted in me to be really hardworking. But yeah, it's the thing that I really experienced from working in the fashion industry, especially when the recession hit, was that there kept being rounds of redundancies, and it was just like really hard because you really saw the worst in some companies. And also the way they sort of manufacture and stuff, and it kind of went against my morals. But what I really started getting into, especially when I worked for the really small company in Nottingham, is to work slower is so much better for quality and ethics. It kind of went with everything that I loved about design, sort of the historical references and stuff, the intelligence behind something. And I've always really, really loved scent, and I've always been a big candle burner, just creating that home spa, that home sanctuary. So I just started having a go at making them. It started on the kitchen table. I was very passionate about them being very natural. I didn't want to use any petroleum-based waxes, and I didn't want to use any synthetic fragrances because, well, then they're not meant to be that good for you. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't ever claim to be, but there was, I mean, look, ask people to look it up themselves and see what they come across. But it's yeah, they're showing that they're not that great for you, to be honest. You've heard
read that.
And vegetable waxes are classed as clean burns. They're better for your home environment and stuff.
So you use soy wax, is it?
It's like a blend of vegetable and soy, but it's the company that I get the wax from. It's like a sustainable and ethical company that looks after all their workers and does a lot of research and giving back to the community and stuff like that.
Brilliant.
I basically wanted to create candles using the best materials I could get my hands on. So yeah.
Awesome. So it was just started from playing about a bit because you were interested in, you loved having candles around the house. And I've had to go actually at making candles, but I can never get the wax to stay. I mean, the wick to stay in the middle, it kind of always pops up.
Yeah.
Knack to it, But,
there's a lot of tinkering around, I guess.
Yeah. So what goes into the design process for you? Like when you started building the brand, I guess, because your branding's beautiful, isn't it? And it's really sort of, I think it really makes your brand stand out, I think. So what goes into the design process for you? The reason I'm asking this is because I saw one of your Instagram posts the other day and you were kind of explaining about it, and I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, from a scent point of view, when I first started, I was just sort of mixing things that I thought smelt really gorgeous. But the more I sort of researched into it over the last few years, the more I've developed the process. So it starts with a nostalgic story. So it might be something about childhood, growing up. It's always related to me because I can only portray what I've experienced, but I'm hoping that other people can relate to that as well. So I've got a scent called Eden. So I grew up in the Eden Valley, which is actually not that far from Appleby. Went to school there, primary school, and we lived in a house that was surrounded by woods and field, and a big field. And I used to spend most of my summer holidays building dens and climbing trees and running on the moorland with my my border collie Bess. And I just look back on it and it's just really happy memories,
Sounds idyllic.
And I think it's just a lovely place to bring up kids. If and whenever I have kids, so that's them up as well, because you can just have so much fun next to a beck, and paddling and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I do with my kids. I just take them outside every day because I think, it's just so nice for them to grow up in the lakes and experience that. Yeah. But so carry on.
Yeah, so that's Eden. So Eden's based on herbaceous mix of essential oils, but the way I develop the scents is that they're mixed in layers. So and they're known as notes, almost like if you're doing wine tasting or if you're smelling perfume, it's the same thing. So you get top notes, middle notes, and base notes. So the top notes are the first thing you smell. So they're the lighter, sort of more energetic notes. And then you've got the middle notes that sit in the middle of the line. And then you've got the base notes that stay around for the longest. So if you've burnt a candle in the evening and then you come up the next morning, you'll probably smell the base note. That's the one that hangs around the longest.
Okay, so it's kind of a stronger smell, is it?
Yeah, so they're usually the deeper smells, so sandalwood, some of the woody smells like cedarwood, things like amber, frankincense.
Oh, I love frankincense.
They're the really gorgeous, aren't they? They're the really earthy tones.
Nice.
Whereas the top notes are usually like the florals, so I don't know, like lavender, geranium, ylang ylang. That's mega top note. It's full of energy and
Oh yeah,
it's very
yeah.
uplifting. Orange as well. Orange is a really gorgeous top note. Neroli, which is orange blossom.
Oh, I
That's
had the
another
neroli
really
one on
yummy
last
one.
night of yours. It's lovely, that. Really nice.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just like going back to the question. It's based on a story really, and then it just sort of, I don't know, there's some really, the science behind it, again, not claiming to be a scientist or anything, but it's just what I've read up and researched, is that we've got these sort of, the scent receptors sort of go into the back of your head, or they finish, think about where the top of the nose is, and then it mixes with a memory element in your brain.
Oh, yeah.
And so it like conjures up memories. So I don't know if you, speaking to a lady about this the other day, one of my earliest memories is the smell of my mum's perfume.
Oh gosh,
And
yeah, yeah.
sometimes, do you know what, and like your mum's lipstick that always sort of smells like that sort
Yeah.
of
There's things that
almondy
I used
cookie.
to, my mum was ill for a while and she was in hospital, and I used to smell her scarf and stuff in the house, and like I
Oh,
remember it smelt of my mum, or like, yeah, my grandma used to have makeup that smelt funny. It definitely brings back memories when you um scents do. Yeah, I've never really thought of that, 'cause with me music really brings back memories, but yeah, scents do as well, don't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, I think most of the arts do. A colour can take you back
Yeah,
as well. A
it's just the
taste,
senses, isn't it?
um,
Yeah, yeah.
a painting. Yeah, yeah. And the candles that I make are multi-sensory. I've got what I mean. This is a really raw state. Let me find it. Hasn't had its wick cut or anything, but they've got I don't know if you can see. They've got wooden wicks in as well.
Oh yeah.
So the wooden wick creates like a bigger flame, so you get more of a visual from it,
Oh,
but it also gently crackles when it's lit, so you get the sound from the
sound
wick,
as
and
well.
then you get
Oh, wow.
the
There's a lot of thought
smell.
goes into them then, into the
Yeah,
design. Yeah,
try and make them so they're not just something that you, I don't know, you just go to pick up a quick candle when you're going shopping. It's a slower design process. I make them in a more slower and considered way, because I don't know, it's just kind of like how I like shopping. So,
yeah. And I
you
think
treasure
also
things
having
a bit
that,
more, don't you?
yeah, I do think having that story behind any product is really important, because it helps people connect with you more, and it's kind of more
Yeah,
meaningful, and you pick up the energy of the person who's made it almost, because it's like got that story and that feeling, hasn't it? So
yes.
yeah, like,
Yeah, completely agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
um okay, cool. I was going to ask, in terms of your industry, so home fragrance, um
Yeah.
what do you think people need to look for in terms of trying to find natural things for their home, or ethical things? Because I know there is a lot of home fragrance that is quite toxic. And
Yeah.
yeah, is there any tips you can give
I mean,
people?
it's a tricky one, really, and it is down to the eye of the beholder how natural you want to be.
Yeah,
But for me, it's all about um, looking for things that say natural on it. Eco, soy wax is great, vegetable wax is great. I stay away from paraffin
I was
wax,
going to
that's
say, is it
petroleum
paraffin wax
based.
that,
Sorry.
yeah, is it paraffin wax that's
Yeah,
quite toxic? Yeah,
yeah, it was petroleum wax. I mean, there's conflicting evidence in it, like a lot of natural things. You've just got to kind of go with how you feel about things. But
yeah,
I'm really not into synthetic smells, not only because they aren't great for the environment, they're not great for your home environment, but also they've just got a real funny nag to them. Like,
Yeah.
if you smell like a candle that's branded to smell like a cupcake, for example, they're just like really odd.
Yeah.
And some people love it, and this is not to judge what people like. It's, at the end of the day, it's, you can only tell people what you do, and it's people's choices how
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
want to
Yeah.
interpret it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that if you look at home fragrance that has essential oils in it, that is probably the key thing. And also a plant-based or vegetable wax, or even like rapeseed wax, coconut wax is also a great one as well.
Oh, I haven't heard of
All
that.
these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good to
Yeah.
know, because I'm sure people can go off and do their own research about, paraffin wax and such like, and synthetic fragrances. And like you say, it's their own choice. I still burn those little tea lights sometimes, which I know aren't great, but I do know what they've got in them, but I do now and again. But no, I think it's just good to know, what to look out for, really, because I personally don't like the synthetic fragrances, the stuff you put in your plugs and things like that. And it's just nice to know what the alternatives are and what you need to look out for, really.
Yeah. And I think there are some companies out there that are doing those more natural plug-in things now. But
oh, really? Cool.
But if you wanted to like replace your plugins, for example, you could look at the reed diffusers. I've got one actually. I'll show you.
I was going to say, yeah, because you have diffusers as well, don't you? Not just candles.
Yeah, so they do like kind of the same thing. This is one that's been going the last forever. But they've
cool. And
got
that's essential oils.
Yeah, it's essential oils and then an eco base, and then there's reeds in it, and then it's in the amber glass jar. And the amber glass is amazing because actually it's like a UV protection for the essential oils. So you use it as well, don't you?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, actually, I'll ask you later, but about the bottles, because I saw that you source them in the UK, so that's interesting for my essences as well.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
They are good. So
cool. Okay. Yeah, it's good to know, really, what to look out for. The next question I was going to ask you was, you maybe kind of gone over this when you've talked about sort of the things you've already said, but do you have any top tips for people who are stuck at home at this time, on firstly creating a nice home atmosphere, and secondly exploring their cretivity and their passion? Is there any comments you might have around those two things?
I've been thinking about the answer to this, because obviously you give me a little heads up of what you're going to ask me.
Okay.
And there's this really cool guy that I listened to him on a podcast the other week. Actually, I'm really into interiors.
Yeah.
I think it's a designer in me. I love colour and
I love seeing your pictures
design.
actually, in your interior pictures.
Oh, thank you. Well, this guy is called Oliver Heath. I think he's based down south, but I just want to read his title properly. I've made a note. So he's a sustainable architect and interior designer, and his focus is on plants. And the podcast I listened to, it was amazing. He was like, in every room in your house, you should have an element of nature, so that you can connect to it. So it helps you reduce stress. It helps you feel grounded. So whether that be like plants, or whether it be like wooden floors, or really nice wall in his house. So he's got like cladded walls with this really old wood that he sourced. So it's like reclaimed, and
that sounds really nice.
Often finds himself just like touching it and stuff. But
I haven't seen him. I'll have to check him out. It sounds really good.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's just he's just like saying that you should try and spark a connection to nature. But also, like, while we're all stuck at home, I'm like a big fan of like beauty products as well. You know, I love a good face mask.
Yeah,
And a couple
just
of slices of
like
cucumber on
pampering.
the eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, massively.
yeah,
Like, we should all be trying to incorporate that, you know, getting a bit of me time in there, you know, when we've got a bit of time, just have some time out. But I just grabbed a couple of books actually, because I thought I'd show you these. It's a really good book called Hello Glow, and it's about making beauty products from what you might already have
oh
in
cool.
your fridge
Oh, I
or in
love
your
doing that.
cupboards.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a grapefruit detox mask, for example, but that's by Stephanie Gerber, so I'd recommend
Oh,
that. I think
haven't
you can
seen that
probably
one.
still
I've got
order
the
books
Nails Yard
online.
book for making
Ah,
beauty products. I've done a couple of
I love
workshops in
nails.
Ambleside actually for making
Mm.
stuff. I love doing that as well. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to come along. They sound awesome.
Yeah, I was going to do some online actually for all sorts of different things, because I'm really into the same, like creating a really nice atmosphere at home, bringing nature in,
Yeah,
having like nice scents
yeah,
and
yeah,
nice textures, and making, like, I make all my own beauty stuff really, apart from like mascara and stuff, but I make hand
yeah.
creams and face creams and
Oh,
dry
gorgeous.
shampoo and
It's
all
just
sorts. Yeah, I love it.
it's it's quite nice just to tinker around, isn't it? And
Yeah,
it's a nice sort of research journey as well. I love research, you know, reading up on things. So,
yeah, definitely. And
but
I think,
also,
yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I think it's a really good time also to just have a look at the space at home. Because, you know, if you're like working in an office, a lot of the time you don't see your house in daylight because you come here at like 5 or 6 o'clock and it's dark, and you're sort of spending so much time in the day in your house and you're seeing things in a completely different light.
Yeah.
And I think colour psychology is so fascinating. So I'll try not to go on a tangent about it, but I've got another book called The Little
Oh,
Book of Colour.
oh,
So this is a definitive guide to using the power of colour to improve your happiness, well-being and confidence. And it's written by Karen Haler, who is like the absolute guru of colour psychology.
is that for
Um,
interior or just for everything, that one?
Well, it's for everything, really. I mean, I think it's all about getting into the sort of, you know, when you look at a colour and you think, oh my God, I absolutely love that.
Yeah,
And it really sort of grabs you. It's talking about why it does, because I suppose colour is like scent. Like when I go and do like makers markets, for example, like it's so subjective. So I'll have
yeah,
like a range of customers, and there'll be no one scent of my candles that outsells the others, like hands down, but there will be like an occasional little star of the show. But it's so subjective. Everybody's different. Like some
yeah,
people love really sweet smells or fruity smells. Some people only really like woody smells. And it's the same with colour. It's down to what you've experienced in your life and how it makes you feel in a really emotive way. And it's really subconscious. So this book is like, it's like tapping into your subconscious
oh, I'd be
and
interested to read
letting,
that, because I look at colours quite, I'm really into like holistic healing and stuff, and there's like your chakras and
yeah,
stuff, and it's saying
yeah, oh,
it talks
gorgeous.
about the colours that are then linked to like
Yeah,
different emotions and stuff, and
yeah,
like,
it definitely goes through that in this book.
oh, does it? Yeah, I love it,
Yeah,
because I'm really not the
not like,
chakras,
yeah, but the emotive
the
side of
emotive. Yeah, I
why.
wonder if it's the
Yeah,
same. Yeah, because I'm really into green, like a mossy green, and
yeah.
um
Ah,
my friend, like my family just always like say how much green I've got clothes wise, and
yeah,
now I'm wanting to paint those of my walls green as well. But in fact, this
yeah.
one behind me, I was thinking of painting green in my bedroom. I think I've seen one of your walls is green actually as well, is it?
Yes.
Photograph.
So green's amazing colour. Green is it's about protection, but it's also about kind of like new life, and it
Yeah,
kind of sits between um emotion and healing. So that's probably why you like it.
Yes,
I think
definitely.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, well, I guess nature is mostly green, isn't it? And
Yeah,
how healing is
and the
that?
green is
yeah,
totally, and it's huge. It's like, the trend is such a gross word, but just sort of recent, the last few months of being working in my design job, green is like, oh my god, it's massive.
oh, is
It's
it massive at the
in the
minute? Because
clothing industry.
I don't really keep up on
Yeah,
trends as much anymore. Oh well, that's
yeah,
good to know. Maybe I'm on trend this year.
yeah. You're trendy. Yeah, it's massive in interiors and in clothing, but I think it is maybe just because, like, going back to that lady Lee Edelkart that
Oh
we've talked
yeah, the
about, the
podcast.
trendy
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
this is a podcast
she's been
that.
banging on about green.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Yeah,
just going to say it's a podcast that Kate told me about. By is it Lee Edelhort? Edelhort, is it?
Edelkart. She's
Edelkort.
she's from the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's amazing. If you're into sort of, I guess she's a trend predictor, isn't she? But she's very down to earth and very wise, I think. So
yeah, and she's really ethical as well.
yeah,
And one of her big statements at the minute is that this epidemic that we're having is one of the best things that could happen to our planet and our sort of outlook on life and things, because we all need to reset
slow down.
and
Yeah, I
stop doing
totally
mega
agree with
consumption.
her. I listened to that podcast actually because she's stuck in South Africa, isn't she? And she's saying how
Right.
everyone has to slow down, and
Mm.
I'm hoping that everyone will kind of learn how to live simply and slowly, and it won't go back. I know everyone wants their businesses back and wants to be successful and all this, and I hope everyone will be, but in a different way. I just think maybe this
I totally agree with you. I think that's the key. I think success will be measured completely differently.
Yes,
and
definitely.
It will be less about sort of like, just like, that horrendous stereotypical guy in the 80s, I think they were called yuppies, 80s and 90s, with the giant mobile phone and that horrendous suit. That isn't success now. Success, I think, is about having family around you and creating memories and being happy. Oh my god, happiness is like never had so much good credit.
I think
it's so important.
I saw a really good quote about success. I can't remember it, but it said something about success is learning how to spend your time doing what you love and being able to like be sustainable with it, or something like that. So it's spending I think it is just spending your time wisely, isn't it, and not rushing around, and like you say, with people you love, doing stuff you love, and being kind to yourself and the planet. I guess that's success to me anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. And it's creating happy memories. I mean, you're not gonna like, God, it sounds a bit morbid, but you're not going to be lying on your deathbed thinking, oh, what a lovely £1 million I made. You're going to be lying on your deathbed going,
no.
Oh, I loved swimming in the beck with my dog Bess when I was 9. And I loved like hanging out with my kids and, playing poo sticks on the bridge and, and having summer barbecues next to the lake. And, it's
or even in your work, like, you can think back, you might think back and think, oh, well, I loved, helping people out in this way, or bringing this thing to people. And it's like, bringing value to your work as well, isn't it? I think it's really
definitely
good. Yeah, cool. What else was the next question was? It's probably, you probably kind of said, but well, I'll ask it anyway. Can you share some of the things you've done in your home, some of the things you might have changed to make it more environmentally friendly or natural in your home?
definitely incorporated all the plants. Got a little bit of an obsession with buying them. Yeah, just watching them grow. I mean, the thing that I've been setting up while we've actually been on this lockdown business is the greenhouse.
Oh,
We
cool.
moved
Yeah, I
into
really
this.
wanted a greenhouse. Have you got one? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we moved into this house like less than a year ago, and it was really, the garden's really overgrown, a bit like a secret garden in some of the areas, because it's just been taken over by brambles and stuff. But my boyfriend kept saying, "Oh, we should just get rid of that greenhouse because it's in the shade." And I kept thinking about it, and I was like, "It's in the shade because it's got a massive overgrown bush behind it."
Oh,
So
right. Yeah.
I cleared it all, and then all of a sudden, all this sunlight started streaming in. So
Oh,
that
wow.
was
That's awesome.
last week. Yeah, and it's actually really well positioned greenhouse now. It's been tended to a bit. So my mission this week is to start planting everything up. Probably a couple of weeks late compared to with a green fingered specialist. So I'm definitely not a green fingered specialist, but yeah, I've just got some seeds and some compost, and I just think it's a really I've done it before like years ago, but just for the last few years haven't really been growing anything in terms of from seed,
Yeah.
soil in your hands,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I just want to grow loads of gorgeous herbs and things for the garden. Things you can't get hold of, like, I don't know, like lemon balm. You can't go and buy that in the supermarket, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
just smells
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And different.
Lovely. No, I'm definitely doing the same, trying to grow as much as I can. We haven't got a greenhouse, but I put a shelf. In fact, I'm behind like you because I put a shelf up in my shed because
Yeah,
it's got these windows, so it's kind of like creating a
yeah,
little greenhouse in the shed. And I
yeah,
planted some seeds, and they grew to about this big. And then I went
yeah.
in, and all the tops were picked off, and some of them were picked out. And I think mice have eaten them all.
Oh no!
So I know, I was so
Oh,
annoyed. So yesterday I planted them all again, but then I've got this propagator now instead with,
oh,
like a lid on. But
yeah.
so annoying because now I'm 2 weeks behind as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I think they'll still come up, and
yeah,
it's a good
definitely.
first year to have a go, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
I think that's probably a lot of people focusing on trying to grow food and stuff at the moment, and trying to become a bit more self-sufficient if they can, I guess.
yeah. Well, my
Yeah.
mum and dad are massively into that. They've got a really big garden, and excuse me, they've got a vegetable plot and stuff, and oh god, it gives us like fruit and veg, and it tastes incredible. Like
Oh
the
yeah, I love it.
difference. It's like
Yeah.
tomatoes are so sweet. The potatoes, oh my god, I'm not even like
Oh,
massive
that's
potato
nice that
fan, but
you've got that. Yeah, I've got my mum's partner has an allotment actually, and we get stuff, and yeah, we get loads of apples, and I love it. I'm hoping that we
it,
can
it,
grow a lot this year.
it gets you into eating seasonally as well, which is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
definitely. Yeah.
spring greens, and I don't know, like I love making like chicken elite pie. Oh, it's so yummy with like loads of fennel
Mm.
and really gorgeous
We
flavours
actually
in.
get a veg box from Eve's Organics as well, and I love getting it from there.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
are
really
they
nice.
local to you? And are they
No, they're
south
actually
south of?
up near Carlisle, but
Hmm.
I think they've been overrun. They've doubled their customers recently, and then they've
Wow.
had to stop taking more people on. So they're doing
I
pretty
saw
well
this.
out of this situation.
Well, whenever I've looked at veg boxes, I've thought, oh, they sound like a really great idea, but I'm always terrified I'm going to be the one that gets the massive turnip. It's
Yeah,
just like,
that's what's happened to us. And my husband says that. He says, "Oh, but we get stuff we don't want." But I'm really into fermenting food, and
oh
we got this
yeah,
turnip, and we had a couple of turnips left, big ones, and I thought,
yeah.
oh, what am I going to do with them, because no one wants to eat them. And then I found this recipe for fermented turnip,
Oh, is it
and it is actually
nice?
quite nice. I like it. Yeah, I mean, no one else in the house will eat it, but I thought, well, at least I'm making a salad thing for myself that I can eat, and it's quite
Yeah.
healthy. So yeah, so
There was
I
another
just
recipe.
ferment most of the things that we don't like.
It's a good way of preserving them, though, as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really good
I
for your
saw
gut
that.
and stuff as well.
I saw an amazing recipe yesterday, and it was using a turnip like a roasted ham. You know when you do honey roast ham?
Oh wow, I
And
might
you
try
score it and you put
that.
cloves in, and you basically treat the turnip like it's a ham, and then you roast it, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be incredible. It's like really sweet.
Oh, will you send me that recipe? Because I don't eat
Yeah,
meat,
I'll
so
dig it.
yeah,
I'll
I'd
dig it
try that.
out. Yeah, I'll dig it out and I'll send it you.
Ah,
I've not
sounds
tried
nice.
it though, but it sounds good.
Yeah, well, it's like roasted cauliflower. I do that sometimes. It's
Oh
amazing
yeah, yummy.
with like curry sort of spices on. Really nice.
Oh yeah, I love that. That sounds so
Mm,
good.
yeah. Oh, cool. So the next thing, oh yeah, I was going to say, you also, which I haven't mentioned before when I introduced you, is you also run Etsy Cumbria. That's right, isn't it? So I
Yeah, yeah,
just wondered if you wanted to say a little bit about that and what you're doing you're doing something this
yeah,
week with it, are you?
yeah. So Etsy Cumbria is it's just a group of, there's 250 of us now. It's grown massively.
Really?
A group of, yeah, it's bonkers. We're all makers, artists, and artisans. So we're all based around the county that sell on Etsy, the
Wow.
website.
Yeah.
But we range from like potters and potters and ceramicists and artists, candle makers, and people that make clothes. There's all sorts of different types of craftspeople on there. But I just wanted to create well, growing up in Cumbria, the artistic side of Cumbrian people is amazing. It's really strong, and I think it's because we're all so inspired by what surrounds
Around us.
us.
Yeah, definitely.
Not
Yeah.
just that, but other stuff as well. But I think it's really hard to find out where everybody is and how to find them. Like, you might be like, right, I want a gorgeous rug, but I want it to be made out of herdwick only, because I want it to be really Cumbrian and really ethical and have no air miles or whatever. But oh my God, where do I find this person?
Yeah.
So it's just basically a collection of creatives, collaboration of creatives, and we all sort of work together to do like makers markets and also support each other online, because it's quite hard as a maker. Sometimes you're the only person that works for your company, like myself.
Yeah.
So you do every element of business, including the really in my eyes boring things like accounts and
Yeah, I know.
and working out where you post, what's the best way to ship something to the States or whatever. So this collective, this community is just all about supporting each other,
Supporting
as
each
well
other,
as
it's nice, yeah. Oh, it's really,
something
I
I'm
didn't
really
realise
passionate
there's so
about.
many
So,
people involved actually.
yeah,
It's a lot.
I can't believe it. I mean, I just sort of I set it off just over a year and a half ago, and I thought I'd be happy with like 8 people or something. And it's just like literally, especially since this last couple of weeks, I've just had loads of people applying to join the group, which is cool.
Oh,
But
that's good.
everybody gets a lot out of it, I think. So I think
Yeah.
that
So what,
helps.
is it a group on Facebook? How do you do it? Is it a group on...
Well, it's a group on Etsy, but we do all the communication on Facebook. So it's like a private members group.
Oh, cool.
So you have to apply to join. You have to be based in Cumbria. You have to have an Etsy shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works really. But yeah, it's me that sets up all the markets, and I also work with 6 other guys that help me run it. Oh my God, I don't know how I'd do it without them. They're just amazing. And they help me with the graphic side of things, and they help me with arranging like competitions. And I set up an Instagram takeover for the sort of showcasing Instagram profile, and we also do it on our Facebook page. So it's basically you get a week's worth of insight into that maker's life.
Oh, cool.
So they'll talk about their what they make, how they make it. And they'll show you around the studio perhaps. They'll show you all the different products they do and why they do them. So I'm doing I've never done it personally for the group yet. So like, it's my turn to do the takeover this week. But it's been really fun.
Oh, I'll have to, and that's on Instagram. I'll have to check it out. I have seen that before. Maybe I need to join with my essences as well. Get an Etsy shop.
Yeah, you should come and join the group.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And yeah, we talked about doing something on Earth Day, hadn't we? But obviously with the lockdown, we can't. Maybe we should think about doing something together.
Yeah, we'll have to put our heads together, because I think is it the 25th of April?
22nd, so we're going to have like it's my birthday, 22nd.
Ah, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were thinking about having like a massive, like, gorgeous community barbecue sort of sunset thing, but get together. Yeah.
Won't be any get-togethers for a while yet, but yeah, maybe we could do something.
Yeah, online. That would be good. Even just to create awareness of it, I think that's really important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I need to look into it more actually, because I know it's my birthday, but I've never really properly looked into what Earth Day is about, and I need to look into it. It'd be good to do that together and share more about it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
okay, cool. I think I've asked you all the questions I wanted to ask, but I just wondered if you want to share about your current ranges you have and what you're offering at the moment for people, because I know you said that you're doing like gift wrapping and stuff as well at the moment, and you're pretty busy actually, aren't you? Considering there's a lot of people not
it's been so nice.
Yeah, that's really great.
I think people are just seeing it as I don't know, a candle's a really good gift, isn't it? Because it's a consumable, and it's not like, I don't know, something that's going to sit on the mantelpiece and just collect dust. And I do candles. I do plastic-free candles. I do candles in amber glass. I do them small. I do little ones. I do big ones. I do the reed diffusers, which last about 4 months if you use all the reeds. And then I do the wax melts. So these are, I don't know if you can see that. These are like cubes of wax and essential oils, and you put them in a wax melt burner, which is a bit like the oil burners, but they're bigger. And as they melt, all the botanicals come out.
Ooh, nice.
And sit into the cup, so you get all the petals unraveling, and then all the smells of the essential oils go into your environment. It's actually a much gentler way of releasing essential oils in, because you haven't got the harshness of the flame. And yeah, I'm about to launch self-care boxes, something that I think is really important, as I was saying earlier. So they'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks, which include some candles, and then also a soap. I don't make soaps or any of the sort of cosmetic-y side of things, but there's a local soap maker in Cockermouth that her company name's Eunice and Blue. It's Jane.
I was going to say, Eunice and Blue. Yeah, she's on Natural Cumbria as well. Oh, that's nice.
And she's got goats, hasn't she? So she makes gorgeous soap from essential oils and the milk from her goats. And she's, I don't know if you've seen on her Instagram and Facebook, they've just had
they've got baby
2
goats.
kids. Yeah, Willow and Sebastian, they're so cute.
Oh, they are so cute, little goats, aren't they?
Yeah. So.
Oh, great! That's awesome. So, and yeah, if people want to check out your range, you've got a website and Instagram, and I'll put all the links anyway from you.
Cool. I'm just Bous Candles on Instagram, Facebook, and then my website's bouslife.co.uk. I also sell like incense sticks and smudge sticks and stuff like that. So
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, thanks very much for having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for sharing, and it's been really interesting getting to know the story behind what you do. So thanks for that, Kate. And hopefully in the future, when I've got the Natural Cumbria markets going again, I'd love to see you Or one of the
Yeah,
markets if you have time. I know you travel around quite
yeah,
a lot with
definitely.
markets and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, the Keswick one would be good for me because it's probably the closest one. But yeah, I'm definitely up for those. So that sounds good.
okay,
Especially now I'm
brilliant.
not working as a designer anymore. I can just focus more on
Yeah, you
Bous.
can
So
focus more. Oh, that's exciting.
yay!
Okay. Oh well, thanks, Kate. And
No worries.
yeah, thank you very much. Okay, bye.